Hi, I'm Fernando Torres. I am a senior in civil engineering at the University of Louisiana Lafayette. And with me we have today Aimee from Fenstermaker. So if you can introduce yourself real quick.
Sure. My name is Aimee Latiolais. I am a UL graduate, 2014 in civil engineering. I have been practicing engineering for 8 years and a professionally licensed engineer for the last 4, give or take. And I've been working at Fenstermaker for, I think it's going on 7 years now. So I've been around Lafayette since I graduated.
Awesome. Thank you. And just to start us off, are you where you envisioned yourself while you were in college?
I think so. I grew up in this area, so I always wanted to use my engineering degree to make an impact in my community and get to do something that helps my community locally. And in the short 8 years or so that I've been out of college, I've already gotten to work on a few much needed roadway improvement projects here in Lafayette. So really getting to already see the fruits of that labor and hearing from family and friends that what I'm doing is impacting their day-to-day life in a positive way has been really cool.
Awesome, yeah. And do you have extra plans to just kind of push that further to the next level in your profession?
Yeah, I mean, I'd continue. I think Lafayette in general has a lot of room for growth, especially in our infrastructure. You hear everyone complain about certain roadways being overly congested and intersections being unsafe, and there's just in general a lot of room for growth in this community. So yeah, I'd love to be a part of the rest of that.
For sure. While you were in college, or rather now that you are a professional, what steps do you wish you had taken while in college to better prepare you to be a professional?
I think participating in an internship. I didn't pursue any civil engineering internships while I was in college, just busy being in college, I guess. Right. But there are so many awesome opportunities within internships to get a firsthand view of what a day-to-day life of a civil engineer could be, and really getting to, I guess, delve into the different subdisciplines of engineering and civil engineering. So getting that opportunity to, I guess, figure that out ahead of time and talking with professionals and learning more of the technical lingo, I guess, of civil engineering would have been really helpful, would have propelled me even farther starting off.
Yeah, that's scary to hear. As a student, it's kind of easy to get lost in the classes. I haven't been part of an internship either, and now that I'm about to graduate, it's a little scary to think about.
It's not impossible to do without it. I did it as well, but it just I've seen some people go through our company through internships, and they seem to start off with a little bit more fire and a little bit more knowledge than some of the rest of us. Yeah.
I noticed on Fenstermaker's website that you are a part of ASCE or Chi Epsilon. Mm-hmm. How has that helped you as you're a professional now?
Well, in college, I was very actively a member of both, and it was one of the best decisions I made in college. Not only was it fun and it made great memories, I got to talk with other people, my other peers, and really get to network in that way, and I also met some professionals before I even got to graduate. So I think that was very valuable. And then now professionally, it provides networking opportunities still, and with conferences and other lunch and learns and other professional development opportunities, it continues to let me grow as an engineer. Mm-hmm.
So you do attend the different conferences that they have now?
Yeah, I try to. Of course, with work and everything else, we don't always get to attend every conference ever, but we do try to make an effort to attend conferences and continue to get out there and learn.
And as you're going on a day-to-day, even as a student, it's kind of easy to just delve into the work and just kind of do the same thing, homework, in and out. As a professional, how do you push yourself to avoid repetitiveness on a day-to-day basis?
I think that's a tough question, because I think we as engineers, we like the safety and the comfort, and we think in terms of risk and known outcomes. So I think we tend to want to do something that we've know works. But I think it's going to continue to be an important factor of our profession. As money continues to stay tight in governments and things become more expensive, as you're seeing right now, we'll continue to be pushed to be innovative and effective and efficient in everything we do. As far as pushing yourself for that, personally, I would just continue to go to conferences, read journals, talk to other professionals and other people that have insight that you might not have, and ask questions, and just always be a sponge of knowledge.
And then just out of curiosity, what does it like day-to-day activities look for you?
It depends. It depends on what project I'm working on. Sometimes I can be working on a roadway project and working and designing for a good period of time. Other times I can be in the field meeting with a contractor, discussing how those designs are going to come to life and actually get built. I think that's something fun about civil engineering as a profession. We have such a wide variety of subdisciplines that you can really vary your day, or you can find something you really love and work solely in that. It really depends.
So you work with water resources and roadway design. Is that you don't like delve into structures every now and then, or?
No, the company I work for does not have a large portion of work in structural, but I really enjoy the transportation and design side of roadways and all of that. So that's kind of where I try to stick myself.
Right. So, I mean, we've talked a little bit about what you wish would have prepared you more for your profession, but I mean, has working as an engineer like been what you expected?
Yes and no. I think the importance of math and science and critical thinking, problem solving, all of those, I guess, tried and true traits of an engineer, I use that in my daily life. But something that was surprising to me was the importance of proper communication. Because you're not only talking with your other peers and your other technical professionals around you. There are times where I am talking to a member of the governmental body, like a politician or someone else, that doesn't have the technical background, but equally needs to understand what I'm trying to do. And then sometimes I'm talking to the public, who has a completely different motive than a politician would, or so say. So there's definitely a large portion of my career that centers around communicating and making sure that my intent of my designs and my thought process is being communicated properly.
Right. Oh, okay. And what's like been your favorite part of being an engineer?
I think it's just, especially being in this area and staying in this area and watching the fruits of my designs. Hearing from a family member that they rode on the road that I designed and that their commute to work was shortened by 10 minutes or something like that, or even just watching kids that I know playing on a sports complex field that I designed. That it's really cool to see that things I'm doing mean something and are helping the community and society grow.
And I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that civil engineering's the best, but why did you choose it?
So I actually have a father that is always has a home project going on, and a grandfather is a farmer. So watching them always, working on the land and working with their hands was always intriguing to me. And then I always had a affinity for math and logic puzzles and all those kind of fun, nerdy things. And I actually had a teacher in high school, Mr. Richard, and he said, why don't you think about being a civil engineer or an engineer in general? So I did some research and I job shadowed an engineer here locally. Her name was Miss Liz Gerard. She's a female engineer, and got to watch her work on projects for a couple days, and it hooked me. It seemed like it married all the best of everything and took that math and that working with my hands and everything else. It just seemed to fit perfectly.
You kind of mentioned shadowing with a female engineer. I think it's super important, right? The more integration of females in the field. What would you say to a college female upcoming engineer to, you know, prepare them for the profession?
I think it's fun. I think it's important. I think especially at the company I'm at now, the female engineers usually come at it from a different mindset, and watching those kind of marry together, the male perspective and the female perspective, it usually comes, it creates a good working environment, and the solution is usually a better one than if it were separate. So I'd say to continue on and not let anybody stop you.
Awesome. Have you faced any challenges due to that?
Not really. I will say most engineers are, if you know what you're talking about, you know what you're talking about. There's usually not an emphasis on gender or anything else, any other stereotype, but it's, no, it hasn't been bad.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of wraps up the questions for today. Thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate it. And thank you guys for watching this through. We hope to see you at our Technology and Engineering Week, Expo Day.